Hey everyone! Welcome to A Cocktail of Yarn, where I make knitting your new obsession. Today I'm going to show you 2 different ways to cast on your knitting. So the first method is really helpful for those of you who are just starting out. It's a great way to understand the cast on method, whilst the second is called the Continental method and involves a little more multitasking. For this video, I'm using an 8mm bamboo needle and a chunky skein of yarn. As a beginner, I would suggest bamboo needles and a chunky yarn as it's easier to work with. So, without further ado, it's time to teach you the long tail cast on so you can become a knitting pro in no time. To start off, you're going to measure how much yarn you need. I do this by wrapping my yarn around my needle and then leaving around 2 to 3 inches to weave in the ends. As you can see here, I plan on casting on 10 stitches, so I'll be wrapping my yarn around my needle 10 times. Once you've wrapped your yarn around your needle, hold on to it with your fingers and remove it from your needle. To create a slip knot, overlap the tail end of your yarn over your working yarn and pull the tail end through the loop we created to form another loop. Then you'll pull your yarn through the loop to create a slip knot. You're going to put your slip knot on your needle and secure this knot by pulling the tail end of your yarn. This stops your yarn from slipping off of your needle. And that's your first step complete. You've cast on your first stitch and completed a slip knot. Moving on to the cast on itself, you're going to hold your needle in your right hand and hold the end of your yarn in your fist. Then you're going to bring the yarn around your thumb. Once you've brought your yarn around your thumb, you're going to place your needle in between the loop you've created. Push your needle into the loop like so. Then you're going to wrap your working yarn between your thumb and the needle. Bring the yarn around your thumb through the needle and pull the yarn to secure your second stitch. You're going to repeat this step until you've cast on your stitches. Here I am repeating the steps so you can see them again. So to start off, you are going to wrap your yarn around your thumb, bring your needle into the loop and push it through, wrap your working yarn around your needle, and then bring your thumb over the needle. And once again, wrap your yarn around your thumb, bring your needle into the loop and push it through, then wrap your yarn around your needle and bring your thumb over the needle. Don't forget to secure your yarn by giving it a tug. I'm going to repeat these steps until I get to 10 stitches, and you can follow along. A quick tip for those of you who are new to cast on methods, always keep a gap between your stitches or else you will struggle to knit them. You want them secure enough so they don't slide off, but not too close together or else you won't be able to knit them. Wrap your yarn around your thumb, bring your needle into the loop and push it through, wrap your working yarn around your needle, and then bring your thumb over the needle. If you're struggling to bring your thumb over the needle, you can use your fingers to bring the yarn over instead. Whilst you're practicing the cast-on method, you may want to start again. To do this, remove all your stitches off your needle and pull both ends of the yarn to unravel everything, and that way you can start again. Let's move on to the Continental method. The Continental method doesn't need a slip knot at the start. You can always add one in if that's something you'd like to start with, but you can go straight into adding your first stitch. To start off, you're going to hold the tail of your yarn by using 3 fingers to form a fist or finger gun. Then you're going to create the letter C with your index finger and thumb so you can drape your yarn over and bring it around to clasp it in your fist. bring your needle into the loop we created and twist your yarn around. This becomes your first stitch. We're now going to cast on the next stitch. By keeping your thumb and index finger a little more spread out, you'll create a slingshot. This is another name for the Continental cast-on method. You're going to bring your needle to the front of your thumb and twist it into the loop your index finger is holding. Then you're going to use the same thumb to bring your yarn over the needle and tug both strands to secure your second stitch. I'm going to show you the steps again. Bring the needle in front of your thumb, place it between the index finger loop and bring your thumb over the needle to cast on another stitch, and then secure it by tightening both strands. Personally, I found this method trickier than the first cast on method because I had to practice this before I understood how to cast on. Just remember to keep a gap between your stitches so they're not too tight, as this will stop you from knitting. Bring the needle in front of your thumb, place it between the index finger loop and bring your thumb over the needle to cast on another stitch. You're going to keep repeating this step until you're happy with your stitches. Would you look at that? You've learned how to create a slipknot and discovered 2 ways to cast on your knitting. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe so I know this is the type of content you're looking for. And for those of you who are new to my channel, this is the start of my Knitting Basics playlist where I'll cover tutorials, recommendations and more. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you weave your knitting narrative. Bye for now!